the entirety of the semifinals.
All right, well, we'll bring you into game 3. This is Aaron Sorrells versus Erik Smith. Aaron Sorrells, the youngster from the area, just 14 years of age, and he looks to be attacking hard. We have a pair of Warden in the first trees. They are both 3/3s, have Erik down to 7. Erik, however, does have a Jace in play. Only 3 cards in the graveyard, though, so can't flip it just yet. We'll see if he can keep pace. Crackling Doom lands, extra Jace. That's what he's sitting on. Though a lot to face down. There's a Shambling Vent in play for Aaron. Does look like Erik has fired off a Duress this game, so in the event that he flips a Jace, gets it into the graveyard, he can try to get additional cards from Aaron's hand. So we go back to Aaron, draw for the turn. He has at least 2 lands, 3 cards total in hand. Shambling Vent in play. Could add 1 additional attacker. I think he might be on all lands. And that's it. Fires up Shambling Vent. So here's 3, 3, and 2. That's 8. It's going to force Erik's hand. Crackling Doom is the play from Erik Smith. Aaron sacrifices 1 of the Wardens. And I like how Erik played this because he put that card in the graveyard. That's card 4. Now he can block, loot, and flip Jace, not lose a creature.
Exactly, and if he blocks with the Jace first and then does that play, Aaron can simply sacrifice the Warden that's blocked, and he loses out on, or gains rather, several points of damage.
So great sequencing from Erik Smith. He will flip the Jace. He'll take 2 off Shambling Vent. That drops him to 5. Aaron up to 18. But he did get the loot off, and Utter End was the draw for the turn as well. So a kill spell in hand. Only 1 creature left for Aaron. Don't count the Jeskai decks out just yet. Erik's putting up quite the comeback. Go back to his turn. 2 lands, another Jace, and Utter End. Can't do Jace and Utter End at the same time. Also has Crackling Doom and Duress as cards he could flash back.
Although his suite of cards right now does not look that effective at containing Shambling Vent, which is problematic.
Yeah, Jace can't plus to shrink Shambling Vent. Utter End can't exile Shambling Vent. He is very low on ways to deal with the manland. Jace will give Duress flashback. He wants to know what's going on. If he can't answer Shambling Vent, he can answer everything else. He Duresses. Aaron's going to show him, I believe, just a set of lands. Yeah, 2 fetch lands. So a whiff there from Erik. He will fetch to go down to 4. This is very low for Erik Smith. But he can Utter End on the Warden. I think now that the Warden's not shrunk, he more or less has to make that play, right?
Yeah.
And Fears might as well do it while Aaron doesn't have mana up.
Although going to 4 here is no small cost for Smith, as now Shambling Vent, 2 Shambling Vent hits kill him.
We go to Aaron, draws for the turn. It is a hanger back walker. He has a decision. Shambling Vent can go at Erik or can go at Jace, and both are pretty reasonable lines.
My preference here, I think, is to send Warden after Jace and Shambling Vent after Smith. He's very likely to be able to kill the Warden.
Right.
The Jace also has utility next turn against Warden with plussing. So that seems to be a pretty reasonable hedge. I suppose you can just attack with both at Smith. It is lethal, and see how Smith responds.
If you assume that Warden is already dead, which seems pretty likely, then it's really the question is, where does Shambling Vent go? Do you want half of Erik's life, or do you want his Planeswalker?
I think you just present lethal, because it's possible, Smith, if you go, all right, Shambling Vent at Jace, Warden at you, or vice versa, Smith goes, okay, no blocks, dig through time.
And that's so where, it's so possible Erik has nothing.
It's possible he has dig through time removal spell, or it's possible he has nothing. And in both of those cases, you're better just forces the issue.
Fetch here from Aaron. His draw for the turn was a hangerback walker. So even with the Shambling Vent activation, he can post-combat make a hangerback on 1. 1/1 seems poor at this point in the game, but when your opponent only has 2 life points, 1/1's fine.
And in these kind of matchups, it does matter because of fetch lands. Those little points you get in might shut off lands down the line.
All right, so here's Shambling Vent. It's activated. Aaron's going to have to decide where things go. Both of them, looks like they're both going at Smith.
Yeah, just present lethal.
You're a big fan of the play. We'll see how it plays out. Other end takes care of the Warden of the first tree. He's sent to exile. Erik Smith is down to 2 life points. The next Shambling Vent hit is lethal. Here's Hangerback Walker on 1 for Aaron. He'll pass the turn. Erik is untapped with Jace. His draw, no help. That was a land. Jace is going to go ahead and shrink Hangerback. He'll play a land, play a blocker of his own. He's going to need it to jump block Shambling Vent if he wants to survive this turn. Can Aaron draw a kill spell of any sort? Don't believe so. It's just a land. So 2 lands on Aaron's side. A Hangerback with no power. That's not a good attacker, but he has a lethal attack on board, and that's what he'll make. Shambling Vent is the activation as a 2/3 life link. It is going to be lethal. It'll come at Erik. Not many decisions on the Jeskai Black player side. He's going to have to block. Jace is in the bin. Aaron back up to 20.
And for Sorrells, having 2 lands in hand isn't so bad because it means next turn he gets to animate the second copy of Shambling Vent and attack with both.
And a draw from Erik. It's another land. So now this may just be doom for Erik. We will see. He has a Jace on 3. He could have flashed back to spell if he had something worth flashing back, but I don't know that he does. He has 2 lands in hand, 6 lands in play. I don't know if he can survive the next turn's Shambling Vent.
A removal spell doesn't do anything for him, so it's got to be a card drawer if he has it.
And here is Jace. He's going to sacrifice it to give one of his spells flashback. We'll see what spells he has. It's Utter End, exiling the Hangerback Walker. And now he'll play a land and pass the turn. It's a bluff. It's his last chance. He's hoping that Aaron doesn't attack with Shambling Vent, but I'll tell you what, I don't see it happening.
Yep, I think, in fact, Sorrells will be firing up both the Shambling Vents momentarily just to protect himself from something like Crackling Doom.
Yeah, with an 8th land, he certainly can do that. There are 2 Shambling Vents in play. Erik Smith representing Crackling Doom, trying to have, if Aaron doesn't draw the land, to maybe get Aaron to play around Crackling Doom, but land in hand. And how about the Siege Rhino he drew? That one makes it even easier. He has Erik dead on multiple levels.
Yep. 2 easy paths to the win here. I think most likely we're just going to see the Shambling Vents fired up.
There's land number 8. I completely agree. Watching Aaron, we'll watch Aaron start this one. And a cut. Here's 4 mana. He'll first try for the card in hand. It's Siege Rhino. Erik's card is not a counterspell. And there you have it. The young one, the 14-year-old Aaron Sorrells, wins 2-1, defeats Erik Smith, and he is on to the semis.